Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the G&A Podcast. I am one of your hosts, the orange highlight in Saki's hair, Doo, and this is...
I am the disembodied corpse of a beautiful blonde lowly, Soberoni.
And welcome back. I'm sorry. I was trying to think really hard. I'm like, who is that?
Yes, we'll get on that. But first, we have other great shows to cover. Namely, we're starting off with Reincarnated as a Slime, episode, 6?
Oh, right. I forgot to highlight you because we are watching you now.
Yes, we are.
Let's see. Episode 6. I literally just put it as slime episode, whatever.
Well, I don't think there's any other show that has the word slime in the title, so you're good.
Fair enough. So I don't know how I feel like this episode is like more like development. I don't know where to start. You start us off, Bonnie. I usually have a starting place. I don't have one this time.
I think that this episode was it definitely was like an intro to another arc. Because the way it ended was kind of like... Well, first off, it ended in this episode took kind of a dark turn towards the end, which I appreciated because it adds more depth.
Okay, it's all coming back to me.
Yes, because it adds more depth to the show itself. Because now I can actually see where the show is headed towards. I'm glad that Shizu showed up so soon because she was hinted at in a couple episodes ago. I'm glad that there's other people from Japan in the story now.
Yeah, albeit from a totally different timeline.
which is actually kind of cool. I like that aspect because it makes me think like, what if we got like some ancient Japanese dude coming up, or some like American shows up, or something. I don't know.
Or someone from the future.
Oh yeah, somebody from the future. I don't know if they'll take that angle, but if they do, that'd be really cool.
That would be cool if it's not gonna happen.
Like his whole team is just a bunch of other isekai people. Come on, that'd be really dope. Oh man, I hype myself up for something that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, it's not.
But
good job.
I love Shizu. Shizu's great. I fucking adore her.
Yeah, I figured you would. They're like, haha, we're gonna give her the REM effect, which is gonna make everyone love her.
Yes.
A little bit more than they
I don't know why you're hating on beautiful, perfect characters so much.
Because it's like they make them beautiful because they just like, maybe if we throw in everything that guys like about 2D waifus, maybe then she'll be popular. And then it's like, whoa, it works.
You just like to be a hipster with your favorite characters. The blonde girl's cute too.
You mean the one from the Adventurers?
Yeah, the Adventurer trio.
Oh yes, Evan, Caval, and Guido.
I'm kind of wondering if they're going to be main characters, because this is like their recurring characters now.
Yeah.
Or at least side characters or something. Or
they'll be side characters. Yeah.
Or comic
main
relief.
Main characters may be too strong of a word, but
yeah, main team maybe. But you know, I like the direction that this is going. I love the whole. First off, I love the. I don't know how to say it was a whole action scene, but the fight with Shizu and the ants, where she just fucking went straight up, flame sword, fire on, and all that. That was really dope.
Yeah, that was really cool. I only makes me wonder why they were running in the first place, but
I was thinking that too. But I was like, she just wanted to show off, I guess.
Maybe she just needed to get into like an open area.
That too. She could have burned down the forest.
Yeah, exactly.
So are summons just like embodied with or imbued with the power of like spirits or something? I'm guessing.
Yeah, because I think I'm just like, oh, Ifrit, and I'm just like, oh no, I don't like where this is going. I know. I was like, I'm getting triggered. Like, no, you know, summons them. They don't go inside people.
I think there was I strongly feel like Chizu's gonna die. I don't know. That's just my She had too many death. She had so many death flags.
She's on the cover.
She had a couple of death flags. I don't know.
She's on the cover. She's not dying. She's not dying. She's on the cover. Like, if you guys are on the Annie chart and you look at like the main like.
There's a lot of girls on the cover. That's all I'm saying.
But who is being held by the slime? She is.
Alright. Well, maybe then she gets... I don't know. I feel like... whatever. We'll see. We'll see. Hopefully she stays alive. I like her, so I want her to stay alive. I asked for a waifu, and we got a waifu.
Okay. Let's move on.
Yes.
To Golden Kamui 2.
Episode, what? 6? 5.
5.
6 came out today. But yeah, yes. Episode 5.
So the whole thing with the warden, like making to be a warden, wow, that went south so fast. I thought that was gonna be the entire episode. It was like a clean 5 minutes.
It was really cool though. Like the way the first off, the new character that just shows up out of nowhere, that's suddenly like Tsurumi's right hand man or something. He transitioned so fast into shooting them. I had to like rewind the video because like, did I miss something? Why did they just get shot?
Yeah. He was like, he doesn't drink heavily.
Seems like flimsy evidence for shooting someone.
You could have asked him at least 2 more questions just to make sure.
Nope.
He's like, nope, I know right away. Also, why the fuck was Sugimoto in that getup? Looking all weird and shit. Yeah, I feel bad that the con man got killed. Like, I don't know. I feel like
I didn't even know who he was. Was he in the show before? I don't remember.
No, he was in last episode. They're like, hey, this is the con man.
Oh yeah, like, but he was introduced. I thought he was like a character I was supposed to recognize or something. Like, oh well,
nope,
random dude's dead.
Episode and then get killed and immediately just dies. After we see how cool he is, you know, being able to replicate like accents and shit, he just dies. So
yeah, it seems like a waste.
Yeah, seems very Ryan Murphy.
At this point, every time someone is introduced, I'm gonna assume they're gonna die within 2 episodes.
Well, if it's a bad guy, yeah.
Or good, like. Yeah, he wasn't really a bad guy, was he? He was helping the good guys, if anything.
He was, but normally it's usually the villains that die quickly.
Yeah.
That's why I'm surprised.
The new bad guy was... I don't know how to feel about him. He's kind of just whatever.
The lieutenant...
Well, yeah. I'm not going to memorize his name because he's going to die probably next episode. But yes.
Like, the guy that was sent by
Tsurumi, yes.
Okay.
He just didn't... Compared to all the other bad guys we've been getting, he just seems like a standard stock villain who came out of nowhere.
I don't know. I do like his accent thing. Like, that's like a good thing to harp on.
Oh, now that he doesn't appeal to me, he's gonna stay around forever. Just like what's his name?
Yeah, just like the guy with the ear.
Yeah, he's just gonna be there for fucking ever now.
He's never dying.
Obviously, I think the major part of the episode was the ending half of it, with the whole snowstorm.
First of all, okay, I guess there's even a part where I get kind of disgusted.
Which is?
When they hid inside.
I'm like, oh, this is just like Star Wars. It's fine.
Wait, what?
Like in the second Star Wars movie.
Wait, so you're fine with
them skinning something and hiding inside of it?
Yes.
Yes.
But not when they actually eat them.
No, because that's gross. I'm not gonna eat a fucking brain of a bird or something.
Okay, okay, whatever. Whatever.
I'm very particular with what grosses me out, alright?
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's like, killing something and hiding inside of it is just too far removed from reality for me that it just kind of comes off as cartoony. Whereas killing something and eating its brain is stuff that people do, so it like hits closer to home. That's my rationale.
And, okay, I can accept that. I can get that. Oh, the whole scene between Shiraishi and Sugimoto, where Sugimoto's like, yeah, Shiraishi never betrayed us to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
And Shiraishi is like, yeah, sure. That's never happened.
That and, I don't know, maybe it's just me this week, but I also feel like there was a ton of death flags for Sugimoto this episode.
Are you saying that like ironically?
No, like
he doesn't.
Just
because like he's kind of, it's called like the immortal. He's like the immortal Sugimoto.
I know, but there was like a shit ton of flags for his death, like him killing the deer, and he was like, "Oh, I feel like I'm this deer," and he had to kill it. Then the whole thing at the end with Ashnipa and him, and she's like, "Oh, when we're out of this trouble, we should go back to your hometown and have those persimmons or whatever." I don't know. Yeah. This whole episode reeked of Sugimoto's going to die at the end of this season, or at the end of the series.
That's fair. I can. Yeah, like if he lived, I'd be surprised.
And he's on the cover. Just saying.
Okay, but this is going to like half people on the cover are going to be dead by the end of this.
Unfortunately.
Yes. No, it was a good episode. I think this is like the first episode where I'm like, oh, this is also a good episode, but I wasn't wowed by it. Like,
I thought you were gonna make this your episode of the week.
Me too.
Are you saying there's another show that qualifies as your episode of the week?
I don't know. I might not have an episode of the week. I really have to think about it.
Alright, well then, shall we move on?
Yes, we shall.
To Goblin Slayer, episode 6.
Goblin
Guess
pirates.
what happened in this episode? More goblin slaying.
Wait. That point where the alligator shows up, and he's just like, "That's not a goblin."
Yeah, it's not a goblin, guys. Don't worry. No problem. It's not a goblin. We got introduced to the Sword Maiden, which is she's cute. I like her. Sexy. New good introduction to a character. I do like that the party is still sticking together. High elf, dwarf, lizard man. I don't know, I just like that party structure. It really does feel like whenever I'm watching this, it feels like I'm playing an RPG.
I really like the Archbishop.
Yeah, the Sword Maiden with the...
Yeah. I don't know. I thought she was kind of cute in the sense that she was like almost like absent-minded.
Yeah.
Like she seems very spacey for someone who like killed the Demon Lord.
I need to see more of her because she kind of came off as like plain. I want to see more of her. I'm sure that there will because I see shit tons of fan art of her. So something tells me she's going to be a relevant character.
I just think she looks hella cool.
She does. I do like the way that they kind of... first off, I love how they restricted Goblin Slayer to, like, no using this, no using fire, no using poison. Like, they gave him 5 million different restrictions. On
I don't know why we can't use poison. Well...
My guess is because I was trying to rationalize them, like, maybe they'll poison the sores or something?
Yeah.
I don't know. But they don't use that for water, so...
Yeah, if it's a sewage system...
I don't know. In any case, they restricted him, and I like the way that they had to, they work off of each other. It's not like the Goblin... It is kind of the Goblin Slayer show in that he does the most, but everyone else is also doing something important and worth... It's not like your standard shonen where it's like, we're a team, but only Naruto's gonna do anything, and we're just gonna get our ass kicked while Naruto runs around killing everybody. You know what I mean? Like, the Lizard Man does shit. He had a good moment. They always have one or two good moments for everyone in all the fight scenes.
Agree. Like when
even the priestess.
Well, I feel like the priestess, she's low key like super helpful. Like
she is, even though she only has like 2 spells, 3 spells.
Excuse me.
3 spells. Although I love that they have the restrictions on how many times they can. I'm low key waiting for them to break that restriction. Like, I'm counting the amount of times I see her using spells. I'm like, if she uses 4 spells, I swear to God, I'm ripping the show apart.
Oh God! So you're just waiting for it.
I'm waiting for it to slip up and be like, I see the priestess using 4 spells in a single day.
Well, I hope
that'll be my turning point.
Yes, I hope you enjoy that, where you just take such a joy in tearing down this otherwise wonderful show.
Nah, it's fun.
Show.
I wish there was more elf this episode.
I like at the end they applied the goblin being manipulated into the sewers, and there was like this big scary figure. So they're gonna fight yet another giant thing next episode, probably.
So were they insinuating that goblins were being led to the sewer, or they're insinuating that like this thing is making goblins in the sewer? Like,
I thought I interpreted it as he led them there, or it's like, hey, let's all be here
in the sewers.
And then they started like multiplying amongst themselves.
Yeah. Interesting. I'm just glad we got goblins on a boat. So
Goblin pirates.
It's all it takes to sell me on an episode.
Also, I like the fighting sequence, like the opening fighting sequence when they get cut down to them. Like you know how like normally starts with, oh, we're just gingerly just walking inside, waiting to find those goblins. Like nope, it's just straight up. You just see him like take out like 3 or 4 in like one fight. It was very cool.
Yeah, it was a lot more action-oriented this episode, as opposed to them wandering around the sewers for like 20 minutes and then getting 2 seconds of action. So, overall good. Very good episode.
Yep, I'd say so.
Next up, we have Zombieland Saga.
Drama episode 6.
Yeah. I'm starting not to like Ai or Junko. I don't know if that's a controversial thing, but like, what? They need to take their drama shit out of here because they're zombies, and I don't have time for this zombie drama.
Well, you guys know how I stand in terms of drama.
The only reason I like it is because it's something that's not artificial. Like, obviously, this would be a main point. It's not forced. I'm curious about how they died, and obviously it makes sense that they would have trauma about how they died. So it makes sense within the context of the show. Unlike the usual drama that comes up in comedy shows. So, I actually like it. It did a good job of handling it. I just wish it wasn't Ai and Junko the whole time, all the time. Like, no one else gives a fuck except Ai and Junko.
Because they're idols, and I like that. and they're idols from like different generations, and that's why they're having this whole thing.
I did like that. I like how it's like they represent different times in the idol period, where it's like Junko's like, no, idols are supposed to be perfect, and we can never interact with these plebs who are worshiping us, and then Ai is kind of just like, no, being an idol is all about being interactive with the fans. Cool.
Yeah, which I agree with Ai, by the way.
Yeah, me too.
I guess.
No one wants to be stuck-up snob like Junko. Sorry, Junko.
Yeah, like, I don't know. It makes me sad because it almost makes me wish Boa could have had her career during like our generation.
I knew you were gonna bring this back to Boa.
How could I not?
Has nothing to do with Boa, but okay.
It's being an idol.
I wouldn't even call Boa an idol. She's more she's just a straight up singer.
What?
Oh god, here we go. Now this whole episode's gonna be about Boa.
How? Wait, no, actually, how?
Oh
First
my god.
I blame Oni for this because he just opened Pandora's box.
You're the one who brought up Boa. You're the one who brought up Boa.
You could just not have said that. You could have not said that and let me have it. But no, you said to say some blasphemous shit. How the fuck do you think Boa is not an idol? I want to hear this. Go ahead, Oni.
She doesn't do any idol things. She's not an idol group. She's just a singer. She sings and dances. I mean, if that's your extension of being an idol, then yeah. Fine.
No, she goes on variety shows. She has fan meetups.
Singers and dancers. Go on. This is going to get into an arbitrary stand on what defines an idol.
I know. I'm like, what then defines an idol to you then?
I would say being an idol is you're selling your brand and yourself more so than you're selling your talents. Like, for me, an idol is not just Boa is a singer first and then does other things. These idols are not, they're everything. They're singers, they're dancers, they're sponsors, like, they do a bunch of shit. Boa is
sponsored many things.
But she's primarily a singer. That's her main thing.
That's what all idols do.
No, all idols sing and do other things as equally. I'd say Boa is a singer first and then does idol-like things, whereas I would say most idols are idols that also sing. It's a very nuanced difference.
Okay, but can we agree that idols, like, literally their main job has to be singing and dance? Like,
I wouldn't say that their main. That's my point. I wouldn't say it's their main.
But that's
like, you could be an idol. You could be an idol that isn't. For example, you could be a great idol that isn't the best singer in the world. You could.
Okay, but you have to be a singer. That's my point. You have to be.
You have to be a singer as well.
It
has to be that you're a good singer, and it also has to be that you do 100 other different things equally as well, because you're selling your brand and your image. You're not just selling your music.
I don't know. I feel like
for example, an idol would also be voice acting in a show. They would do acting roles in movies and TV dramas.
Bo's done that.
She doesn't do that enough for it to warrant her being an idol. Like I said, she does music first and foremost, and everything else is secondary. Whereas an idol, it's all together as one thing.
I feel like they, just like Boa, a usual idol tries their hand in doing other things at some point.
But no,
they don't.
Idols always do other things constantly. That is their job. They don't just sing. They do everything. I think that's like the point of Zombieland Sage. Like, yes, every episode has them singing, but they're also doing commercials. They're also doing plays.
Everyone does commercials.
All right. See, this is why I said we're going to get into the minutia of what defines an idol. For me, because yes, you're going to say Boa did this once, did this twice. No,
I'm not saying. Okay, I will say Boa does it as she doesn't do it as much as everyone else does, but does she do it not? But to just take away her idolship, like,
I don't think she does it enough to be qualified as being an idol.
I don't think you need to do it constantly to be considered an idol.
I think it needs to be part of your main job.
Like, your main job is literally, like, making music and doing concerts.
No, that's not the idol's main. First off, the idol's main job is to sell their brand. I don't think Boa's main job is to be a good singer and sell her CDs. You could be an idol that also does, like. This is gonna be
no, but I'm just saying.
Every time I say something, you're gonna be like, "But Boa does that." Okay,
no,
I sing in the shower too. Am I an idol?
I am not even saying Boa. I'm saying in general.
You have to be able to sing. You have to be able to dance. You have to also pay equal amount of time to do commercials, do TV spots, do variety shows, do movies, do car dealerships. Am I gonna see Boa selling me a car tomorrow? No, because she's not an idol. Idols do fucking everything. Like, that's the only difference I would distinguish between Boa and other actual, primary idols, is that singing is just as important to them as it is to do a car commercial. Whereas Boa is much more important that she does singing over everything else.
I don't know, maybe it might be a cultural thing. I was gonna say maybe a cultural Korea versus Japan thing, but, like, in Korea, that's, like, I wouldn't say it's far from the truth, but I'm like, their brand, like, they're expected to do other things besides just straight up sing and dance, but that's like, can you hear that, by the way?
Yes.
It's my fire alarm.
Well, Drew's gonna die.
Okay, I mean, yeah, that was just my mother cooking, and that fire alarm is very sensitive, but it's gone now. So
that's why I hate fire alarms.
So we're not dying. But anyways, I'm just saying, in Korea, a lot of their recognition and their stardom literally comes from the music. And yes, 90% of them do intend to do acting or do a play or yada yada yada, like, oh, go try new things. But at the end of the day, their main bread and butter, what gets them paid in money, is definitely the music they make, the concerts and the music, the fan meetups. Those must be done in order for you to be an idol. Like, it doesn't, like, you can act in one play and then it's like whatever, but like, I'm saying for now, in like the current world, it's mostly your music. And
but the problem with that is that by your definition, everyone is a fucking idol then, because all singers do that. Like, all singers also do commercials and do this.
No,
and do that.
because, well, what separates us, especially from like the Western world, idols have to, hold themselves to a certain standard, like, at all times. Like, I would not call Justin Bieber an idol. I would
just
not
because
call
Kanye West doesn't have any standards doesn't mean that other Western musicians don't.
No, I'm saying literally most Western ones, at least in America, would not be considered.
I don't think Beyonce has no standards, I don't think Justin Bieber has no standards either.
One that's smart enough.
I don't think Justin Bieber can just go out and start fucking doing whatever he wants without being held accountable for it.
Yeah, no, but see, there's like accountability, and then there's like the idol standard. And idol, like,
if your argument is just that Korea is more strict, then yes.
People have done what Bieber has done, and you don't know them anymore because
that's a more strict industry. I don't think it's more. That's just a cultural thing. Functionally, they're the same thing. Welcome to the G&A Idol Podcast, guys. Where we debate what the difference between Justin Bieber and Boa is.
So, first of all, that was not the question, because the answer is very simple. Boa is literally amazing, and Justin Bieber needs Jesus.
This is how old we are, because we're using Justin Bieber as a standard. I don't even know Justin Bieber's been relevant for the past, decade.
I feel like he's still popular. Like, he's young enough to still be popular. Like, he's only 24-ish, maybe 25.
The thing is, pop culture moves fast, so
it does. But unlike
tell that to Little Bow Wow. How relevant is Little Bow Wow?
Well, that's because he's just irrelevant. Like, that's nothing to do with his age. No tea, no shade. But in Korea. Yeah, around 25 or whatever, that's you're either in the middle or towards the end of your career. Like, if you're 25. That is not so in America. 2 Chainz started his career, he blew up when he was 38. Almost 40. That never happens in Korea.
Well, that's why we're the land of opportunity and freedom. Anywho, back to Idol. I was going to say Idol Master. Back to Zombieland Saga. Yeah, no, I don't agree with Junko's approach to.
Me neither. You need to be more. I think Junko's approach was more what Boa had to do because she was so young when she started out. I can't say that's what Boa wanted, but that's kind of how they had to groom her, because it was her definition of being an idol. It wasn't as harsh as Junko's. I don't think she was back what you please, but Bo was also 13-year-old girl. They're not allowed to be yeah, that's everyone's swamp and do high fives and being all close to a child.
I don't want to speak too much about Japanese idol industry, but I'm pretty sure that they are pretty young. They have a
No,
lot of
now,
young
yeah,
idols
now I feel
nowadays.
I feel like that plus the fact that she was single, like the fact that was just her, is like another reason why. Also, like a different other background reasons, but yeah, I'm saying now in this generation, like it's definitely more like as I said, they want people, they want to feel as if like you're so close to them, like you basically know them.
Which is interesting because I think it's just that can be applied to media as a whole, like, or just like psychology as a whole. I think society is just more comfortable with people seeming like, oh, he's just like me, as opposed to being like, well, they're so, I could never aspire to be like that person because they're otherworldly. So
Yeah,
it's a whole thing.
yeah, I agree.
What isn't a whole thing is Ai's electrifying performance, which is what we haven't even touched on yet.
Oh yeah, so basically she died getting electrocuted.
Which makes sense, because she's all bandaged up. She has, like, the most bandages and wraps of anybody. So, I guess that means that she's, like, burned. I don't remember what Junko's thing is.
Junko?
Like, I know she was in a plane crash, but as far as, like, her injuries...
Oh, I don't remember how she died.
No, she died in a plane crash.
Yeah, as you told me, thank you.
But
Thank
yeah,
you.
I don't remember how. I don't know how that correlates to her injuries. Pretty sure Saki says she's died while riding, and I think she has like her legs bandaged. So that might mean. Like,
I don't remember anyone talking about their deaths.
Did you not like watch the last 3 minutes of the episode where they just went over the deaths? At least for those three.
Not at all. I just remember the lightning. That's it.
Junko's thing was like 5 seconds. It was just like, I was on a plane, it crashed. But yeah. So I don't know. It was a good episode. Other than that, I don't mind the drama so long as it's done well, and this was done well.
Yeah, like, and it was like a meaningful like argument that makes sense given all the context of like who they are and what timeline they came from and yada yada yada.
I also love how Yugiri is just not caring about anything that's going.
She's like, they're fighting. They'll whatever.
Yeah, and it's like, do you know what a computer is? Nah, I'll just roll with it. It's whatever. Do you know what cameras are?
Like, she is quick to accept that like she's from a different time.
She's the opposite of Junko. I love her.
Yeah. Like, I'm from a different time. I don't know how anything works, so that's whatever.
All right. With that long debate out of the way, let's move on to something else that doesn't make any sense. To Aru Majitsu no Indexu. Season 3, episode 6. This was just a bunch of fights. Actually, this is my episode of the week.
I was so close. This was so close. This was so close.
Oh my god, don't tell me you're going to make what I think you're going to make. Your episode of the week, Oh my god. That's so sad.
It's not for a good reason, trust me.
It's so sad. Anyway, back to Index.
Wow. Okay, I'm so glad you're judging me.
I am going to judge you. Anyway, this episode is, as much as I don't agree with the first half of this episode, because fucking Mugino is just like, all the cute girls need to die. Everyone's a cute girl just dies. So, fuck her. I'm glad she got shot and punched. I hope she gets blown up. She's now my least favorite character in the series.
Wait, who are we talking about?
Mugino.
Mugino, is that the number 4?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Because she just transitioned from being whatever to just being like sociopathic. I'm just abusing and using everyone, and I'm killing my team. And I'm sure that there's some context somewhere in there, but it wasn't in this episode.
Oh, and just like you predicted, that cute blonde did die.
I thought she had died. I thought she had died off screen last episode, but nope. They decided.
Nope.
They decided to have
and it wasn't the person you thought who would kill her.
No. Yeah, it was worse. It was her friend / boss that kills her.
Yep.
I like how Mugino was able to walk down the streets chasing that dude while covered in blood. Presumably, she had walked up to them while holding Frenda's body in her hands.
Like, how did she drag it? How did she feel the need to drag it?
No one saying anything.
They're like, she might kill us. Let's just
pretend you don't see anything.
And also, like she was all like bloodied up. Like she could have used her powers to kill her. Like I'm pretty sure she just beat her to death.
Probably. I don't know. All I know is
because she would have been like incinerated or burned up or whatever by her powers. Like no, she was just a bloody carcass.
There was also the level 0 dude. Just
I call him not Toma.
No, yeah, he pretty much is. He did the whole Toma punch thing at the end, which I found even more funny that the punch was more effective than being shot like 4 times.
Oh yeah, she gets shot like a bunch of times. It's like
her eye, she gets her eye like stabbed out. She gets shot. That's not enough. The punch is what put it over the edge.
Yep. Oh, now I'm unconscious.
Yeah. He comes from the Toma school of punching. For real though, I hope she's dead. I'm pretty sure.
You know what? Actually,
I really hope she's dead.
You know what? Actually, I think this will be my episode of the week. I think it's my episode of the week. No, because all that was like that was fun and cool, like all the fighting and craziness that's going on. Mm-hmm. But I did really love the fight versus Accelerated and Dark Matter. I didn't think it was gonna happen this episode.
I feel like that was first off, that's where all the budget went, apparently.
Oh yeah.
That's where all the budget went. But also, it was a good fight, but it felt really short. It was like that fight could have been an episode in and of itself. And I feel like it would have been in earlier seasons. But it was a good fight from what we saw.
Yes, very much so. Like when Accelerator like goes berserk, like I'm like, oh, I guess he's becoming a Super Saiyan. Guess that also exists in this show. He just gets angry. When
Dark Matter first shows up and he kicks Uiharu, I'm like, oh great, here we go, more girl abuse, more best girls getting abused. Let's go. I thought he was gonna like slice her head off or something.
But then, yeah, all he did was just kick her.
Oh yeah, that's all he did. Fuck the show. Last Order had her moment too, which was nice.
Yeah, she's like, I'll save you.
Oh, this makes me want. I want that Accelerator spinoff now.
Yeah, that'd be nice to see Accelerator and Misaka.
Last Order, yeah.
I don't know why I call Misaka.
This was, it was a good episode. Lots of action. Just fun. I love that the very, very end, like during the credits, they were like, "Oh yeah, this device tells us all the names of all the organizations," and they just like flat out listed them out.
I didn't see that.
How
many were there?
Like 7 or 8. But they, I also forgot Judgment and Anti-Skill, and then they were like,
okay, Anti-Skill. I think Anti-Skill was Mugino's little clique.
Was it?
Yeah, because I think Natoma said I'm leaving Anti-Skill.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. And then at the very end, they announced there's a new organization called Dragon. So we have another one to add to our checklist of organizations to remember. And one day, I feel like there's more organizations than there are Pokemon.
Oh, apparently the Dark Matter dude, he belonged to school.
Yes.
Yes.
There we go. I'll be sure to remember that for the upcoming exam, for the midterms.
School attacked Anti-Skill.
But what about Block and Group?
I don't know exactly who Block was in charge of, per se.
Exactly. I can't wait till they fuse. They should just start fusing the groups together and just make it even more confusing.
This is School Block, not to confuse a block school.
Alright, shall we move on to your other potential episode of the week?
Nah. Although I'll tell you why I did like it. Next up we have Dakaretai, episode 6.
Mm-hmm.
I just liked it because I don't know, because Junta was actually getting like crazy yandere. I'm just like, oh my god, yes. Is it gonna happen just to kill someone? It's about to be cover up.
I was waiting for that this whole episode. I was waiting for him to just like stab.
If that happened, that would have been my episode. Right, yep, that would have won it.
The only problem I had with this episode was it's gonna sound stupid, but there was way too much sex.
I knew you were gonna say that
because I wanted more. I wanted him to I actually wanted him to fight. I wanted there to be blood. I wanted there to be.
Okay, no.
I wanted there to be violence.
That's not actually like a good reason. Okay.
It is though. Like they basically resolved the issue of potential cheating by just having more sex. That was the
potential drunk bad actions. Or it was not his fault.
I'll make sure you won't steal him from me. I'll just keep having sex with him.
No, he did another way. He blackmailed the other guy.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, that recording was really funny. He's like, "Hey, here's a gift for you," and it's just a teddy bear plays the recording. So,
I feel like that's just going to be the solution to every episode, though. Every issue that's going to pop up in this show is just going to be resolved by more sex.
And blackmail.
Yeah, blackmail played a small part. I felt like the blackmail was excessive, because by the time that blackmail thing happened, it was already solved. It was just like a twist of the knife.
I don't know. I wouldn't. This Saito guy seems like he's just the worst, and also sexually confused.
I don't think he's sexually confused as much as he just like wants to fuck everything.
No, that's what he kept referring. He kept trying to like feminize Saijo. Like, he literally kept referring to him as a woman. I'm gonna make him my woman.
Like, to be fair, the show itself is trying to feminize Saito at every game.
Yeah, I know. They really are. Yay! I love when Yaoi takes the man out of Ben. But
at this point, he's better looking than all the women in the show.
That's not saying much. They're all better looking than all the women in the show. That's not saying much. Let's see. Oh, that whole scene where Junta's like, "Oh, you want me to stop? I'll just stop and leave or whatever." And I'm just like, "Oh, now you're giving him consent? Now you're giving him a choice? Wow, that's so nice of you." Oh, like, how dare you? But yeah, that was this whole episode. It was just like such a mess. Oh, like in a good way though.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't what I was expecting from this episode at the very least. Although I should have been, but I wasn't.
Yeah, me too. Like I feel like it could have been handled worse.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it could have been if they went through with the whole rape thing.
Yeah, oh yeah, that could have been really. But yeah, no, I think the makeup was good. Even though I don't like that they made up like only after he talked to the other guy and was like, "Hey, you fuck my man." No, okay.
I really wish there was violence in this episode. I really wanted that whole like, "Don't touch my man, man. No, he's my man," and just get into like a fist fight or something.
Yeah, that's very rare.
I know, but it'd be so cool if it did happen, though.
For me, I'm like, either you kill him or just whatever.
That too. If Shunta just showed up and just like shanked him while they were in the hallway, I would have been fine with that too. Would have been my episode of the week. No words exchanged, just Shunta just walks up and shanks him.
Yeah. I'm just saying, I don't know, I feel like Junta should have made up with Saijo on like his own accord without having to go to like the other dude and be like, "Hey, you fucked my man. Oh, you did it. All right, we're all good now." Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like if your woman cheated on you, wouldn't you try to like work it out with your woman? Like you wouldn't like confront the dude and be like, "Hey, you didn't fuck my girl, right?" Like,
Depends.
Depends on what.
Like if me personally, would I confront the guy? No, but I can see why people would. I'm just not an aggressive person. But if I was an aggressive person, yeah, I would confront the guy and proceed to beat the shit out of him like I suggested Junta would do. But I'm not an aggressive person.
Yes. You two, I guess, only resort to blackmail.
Exactly. Ironically, I would have handled it just like Junta did. So I guess I'm just criticizing myself in the end.
Yeah.
That got really deep.
I know. I'm like, this is like how he is. It's just, oh God, I'm
really
just introspective. I just let everything happen to me. Oh God, why? I don't take any responsibility for myself. I should have stopped myself from drinking. Fuck. Oh God. Yeah, I'm actually getting triggered. Let's move on.
All right, let's move on to something more wholesome. Senran Kagura, Season 2, Episode 5. The Shinobi Masters game just came out.
I actually should not have like expected anything different from the show.
Did you? What did you expect from the game?
I actually just wanted like wholesome actual fighting, and
there was some fighting.
Yeah, towards the end, I guess.
It was just more like masked in the whatever absurd game they were playing at the time.
Ugh. Murakumo was always great, even in her little what little time she had, she was still great, and I love her.
Yeah.
The part where she just takes the head and she falls off.
Mm-hmm.
Like her mask is like covering like up her like vagina, but then she's like and then she like covers her vagina with like her hand, puts her mask on her face. That was so funny.
It's the small details.
It really is. Oh, I love that.
This whole episode was just an excuse for
yeah, for fan service. Like most of the episodes.
Well, last episode was less fan servicey, so I feel like they had to make up for it, and we're like, all right, let's go all out now, guys.
Yeah. Unnecessary boob physics in the beginning, like when the two scenes were revealed, their boobs just jiggled for no reason. I was like,
that was random. Like
why?
They're just standing there, and their boobs
just like bounce.
That's not how it works. First off, are none of you wearing bras? And even if you weren't, I don't think boobs work that way.
They just introducing this team, titty jiggle, and this team, titty jiggle.
I'm glad I'm not a woman in that world, because that must be painful. If you just stand there and your boobs just fly all over the place.
Their bills for clothes must be like actually ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Like.
I like the whole. First off, I like the fighting, quote unquote fighting. I don't want to call it fighting because it was literally just stupid games like tag or what was it, hot potato and things like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's that kind of thing I like because it's never really straightforward them fighting each other. It's always some stupid game that they're playing, and it just is an excuse for them to fight each other and tear off each other's clothes.
I think there was like fighting like towards like the end.
Yeah.
Like the last game. Like
yeah, there was a little bit of fighting at the end.
Yeah.
A little bit of strategy too. Just a tiny, teensy bit of strategy.
Just enough.
Just enough to make sure your brain is working.
It's enough to pretend like this isn't about like naked girls.
I did like the whole Asuka Yumi thing at the end where they're just like had that badass scene of them walking together to do the last fight.
Cool, because I definitely called her Sakura, but now I know her name is Asuka.
I didn't like that this whole thing just wrapped up in an episode? This whole tournament that they hyped up for the past... They hyped this tournament up for the past 4 episodes, and this tournament's about to be over in an episode and a half. So, priorities.
Yeah, that... I'm like, No, this isn't the kind of anime that would put like a whole boss fight like 2 episodes long or anything like
no.
that. We should be thankful for the last like the half of the episode.
I'll be amazed if there is a boss fight. Like, I guarantee what's going to happen is, and I'm calling this now ahead of time, some bullshit's going to stop them from fighting with each other. Like, Kagura is going to show up and be like, no, we must fight at another time, another location. And it's just going to happen off screen, or it's going to be held off to the end of the anime or something like that. Like, I'm not expecting a major fight next week at all.
Well, you heard it here yourselves, guys.
Now watch me be wrong. This is going to be the highest budget action ever put to anime.
Like some Naruto crazy shit.
They get out the A-team for they bring out UFO Table, and UFO Table just does fucking Fate Stay Night level Unlimited Blade Works fight. It's going to be better than anything from Unlimited Blade Works, guys.
If only. Then that would be making my episode of the week, potentially.
Alright, I think that about wraps up everything we have to say about all the anime this week. If you guys did enjoy this episode, make sure you hit that like button and consider subscribing so you can be up to date with all of our latest projects, including our Valkyria Chronicles play and our Pokemon Fate Stay Nuzlocke.
Ooh.
If you'd be so inclined, you can also follow us on Twitter, Twitch, and there was another one there. Discord, right? Do that. Join the party over to Discord. And if you find it in your heart to donate to us because you really love us, like these people up here on the banner, then that'd be great. You can donate to us on Patreon and have your name displayed above. Drew, do you have anything you'd like to add?
We will be at Anime NYC this week.
Oh, yeah, good point.
So I'm in the tri-state area. Who's also going? Say hi, because we're just gonna be there and shit.
We'll be walking around the show floor. We're not. Don't worry, we're not like Junko. We'll actually say hi to you and interact with you. We're not gonna be like, we're above this shit.
Yes, we're actually good idols.
Mm-hmm. Well, till next week then, this is Sobroni and
Drew Bedu.
Alright. Later.
Bye.